Thank you so much. I really can't thank you enough for everything you've shared with us so far. Eleanor, are you there? Would you like to be able to ask Nanu your question?
Hi there. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Nanu. This is really inspiring, I think, to get all the nitty gritty of what it's like to be an NFT artist and actually the whole process which you shared. I had just one question because the other day I had a friend and I was like, oh, show me your NFTs. It was during a podcast. And he was like, well, I can't really tell you which NFT I have because if I sort of tell you my NFT, you'll know my ETH address. And if you know my ETH address, you can see all my MetaMask. So that was kind of my question regarding privacy. And if you had any recommendations for maybe people that would buy your art, if you would tell them to create, I don't know, a special ETH address for a special transaction. How do you go about that conversation regarding privacy? Thanks.
Thank you, Eleanor. I really appreciate your question. Yeah, it's a big one. The best thing about blockchain is the worst thing about blockchain: privacy and anonymity. This is why there's all these issues with the government wanting to accept Bitcoin, because we can get into money laundering, which can also be an issue for artists. For example, if somebody buys my piece with dirty money and then I keep getting royalties from secondary sales, and then somebody wants to come talk about that, how do I protect myself if I didn't know where the money was coming from? I just saw an ETH address that is anonymous. So first thing you can do, well, from collector and artist perspective, as an artist, whenever somebody bids on my work, I click on their Ether account, on their Ethereum address, and I go to Ether scan, and I follow that address. I see how much money they have, because if they bid like $3,000 on a piece of mine and they only have $125, I know that's not a real bid, right? If they have, the capital to push forward with that, I know that is a real address. If you follow their address on Etherscan, you can see how much funds they have in that account, what other things they purchase. So that's the other way to protect yourself as an artist. If I follow the address and I see they've collected a bunch of artwork, that's probably a real collector. If they have no artwork, that's probably either a beginner collector or not a real collector. For the most part, the real collectors, I haven't run into this, but I know that it's a possibility. And then a lot of times you can find them, but it's a little detective work, right? You have to go to Etherscan, see what they bought, see what they use. You can try to find them like that. A lot of times you don't get to see who the person is, and it takes deeper digging in social media to try to connect the address to that. A lot of people do use encrypted or different specific addresses that are not linked to their main. The main advice, I have MetaMask, so my MetaMask public address is what I use to do all my NFT stuff. That's not where I keep most of my crypto. I keep most of my crypto in a cold wallet, like Coinbase, if you kind of mix DeFi and centralized apps. There's a lot of really good apps, but the easiest way, if you're just starting out, get a Coinbase. Crypto.com has been having some issues, but get a Coinbase or something like that. Buy your Ethereum, keep it in there, and use your MetaMask. Don't keep more than $5,000 in there. I don't know, 10,000, whatever your comfort level is to transact in there. And there's a whole issue with cashing money out, because then you get taxed. So what's the curve with that? My advice would be keep up to 5,000 in your MetaMask so you can do everything you need to do. Once you reach, let's say, a good amount of money that feels good enough for you, transfer that from your MetaMask to your Coinbase or to your cold wallet and cash it out only if you need to, as slowly as you can, especially now that everything keeps rising. So it's just making you more money while it's in there. And as far as creating secret accounts and stuff, you can. It's just, I think there's always a way to get to you in a way, unless you know a lot about coding and you can really properly hide yourself. But yeah, I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you so much. I love hearing your perspective as well, from the seller perspective, to be able to see wait, does this account can bid on my stuff? That's very, very interesting. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nanu.
Oh, I'm so glad that was helpful.
Thank you very much. Tiffany, would you like to ask your question?
Thank you very much, Nanu, for your chat and the discussion of how you do things. I think that's it's very, very, very interesting. And thank you for the advice as well. So my question is what is the average time it takes you to complete the process from having your piece of art finished to having it live as an NFT? What's the average time, the turnaround time on that? Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. I love this question. Well, 2 months ago, I could put a picture online and mint it for $15, and it would go on quickly, and I could sell it, and then I would tweet it, and then it would sell, and it was like a 24-hour thing. Now that there's a crazy amount of new NFTs being uploaded every day, the transactions are slow, the gas fees are high. Yesterday, I've been trying to mint these pieces on OpenSea for like over 24 hours and it was just giving me error. It just literally wasn't working. Things are like glitchy. I'm going to try again today. So there's a lot of dealing with the technology issues that are annoying. And also there's learning when is the best time to promote something. Like I was trying to take Saturdays off, but Saturdays is a really good day to market. So I take Sundays off when I can. And also I like working in the morning. I like working 6 a.m. till 1 p.m. But for posting on social media, it's better in the afternoon. So now I work 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then I go to the river for my mental sanity for a couple hours. And then I work again through the end of the day. So that's going to change your timeline a lot. The other thing is that if you put one NFT, if like, let's say I post a 1-1 and that piece is worth $45,000. If I hold a room and I promote this piece and most people go click it and it's totally out of their budget because it's really expensive and it's really rare to be selling things for 40K all the time, you're going to lose a lot of people that don't even get to play with you, you know? And so what I'm learning is that it's better to drop a 1-1 and a 10-10 on the same day so that when you leave your clubhouse or whatever you're doing, people that go check your listing can be like, oh, cool, she's selling something for 40K, but like also I can probably buy this one for $800, you know? And so just give people a couple different tiers to engage with you in. And to promote you too, because if somebody goes to your site and they only see super expensive stuff or super cheap stuff, maybe they don't even want to retweet it because it's not relevant to them. So yeah, in my experience, if you mint a 1 of 1, a 10 of 10, or a 5 of 5, or 3-3, something like that, then you can promote them for a week or 2 weeks. And you have to be really on top of the follow-up. Like if I post a piece and within 10 minutes it gets a bid, I go to Twitter and to all my socials and I'm like, oh my God, first bid in. And you got to really push until the second bid is in. And then you can say, oh my God, second bid is in. You got to create that like movement with it and engagement. And that's the thing about like holding the energy. If you don't hold that frequency and you're not selling that is exciting, no one's going to care, you know? So you got to love what you do. You got to be like genuinely stoked about it. Anytime that I get even like $1 bid, I'm like over the moon because I can't even believe that this is real. You know, I'm just like so excited to be a part of it.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. That takes us up to the hour at 7 o'clock. I really can't thank you enough, Nanu. You shared openly, you shared honestly, you shared great experiences. Sidi, did you want to say hello?
I want to say, do you know one thing I've got to say, and I think the audience needs to realize that when you talk about real grit and tenacity and passion, that's Nanu. I still remember when we first met, God knows how long ago, and you have that passion, but it's passion combined with real talent and your ability to pivot. You know, I'm blown away with you doing this virtual reality stuff. I mean, how talented are you? How creative are you? And the passion that you have that you marry with the growth mindset. I just wanted to say, wow, I really wish you all the best. And I hope that you get these 200 followers on Twitter. Everything that you want, just share. And I think there's a lot of us who are just filled with gratitude for your time and also what you're doing for the artists and the creative industry. I think that's really important. So keep it up and well done.
Sidi, you're an angel. Thank you so much. See, honestly, there's no way to do this alone. Like you just burn out and die. Like it's impossible. This is like so masochistic, and anybody that's a self-made person or like an entrepreneur, you do it because you can't do anything else. You do it because you love it, because you know there's a better life out there for you, and you just don't want to settle for shit that doesn't make any sense. But it is difficult. Honestly, the reason that I still have this passion is because I know people like you, CD, and Bridget, and like you guys, you know, you connect me to Bridget and this whole group, and I really mean it. I have a bunch of people, we joke around that we have the NFT crypto art support group because like literally, you know, text me on the days how you feel like shit and you feel like you can't keep going so I can remind you to keep going, and then I'll do the same. And you got to be vulnerable and honest because it is really hard and it's impossible to maintain this intensity. Like we're human, we have shit days and we lose our hope, and that's okay too. But yeah, it's because of the community. There's no way I could do this without like all of your support and good vibes. So thank you. I'm so grateful. Just thank you so much.
And thank you very much to you as well. So thank you very much.
And well done, Bridget, because this has been really great. I mean, you do an amazing job anyway, but I'm really glad you guys are all connected. And what a brilliant community you're building.
Thank you so much.